Your brain contains 86 billion neurons. We've mapped its structure, scanned its activity, and studied it for over a century. And yet, we still can't explain why you're conscious right now, or why you dream, or how memories actually form. The most advanced scientific instrument on Earth is baffled by itself.
Here's what's wild.
We're not talking about some obscure corner of neuroscience. These are fundamental questions about who you are. And today, we're diving into 4 things about your brain that science still cannot explain. Not because we haven't tried, but because the answers keep slipping away. Here's a number that should unsettle you. In 2023, over 100 researchers signed a letter admitting we still have no scientific consensus on what consciousness even is. Not how it works, what it is. Some theories suggest it emerges from complex computation. Others argue it's a fundamental property of the universe, like gravity. We genuinely don't know. But here's where it gets stranger. Mystery number 2. Why do we dream? You spend roughly 6 years of your life dreaming. 6 years. And the best explanation science has? We're not sure. Freud thought dreams revealed hidden desires. Modern neuroscience mostly disagrees, but hasn't offered a definitive alternative.
Matthew Walker, the sleep scientist who wrote Why We Sleep,
suggests dreams might help process emotions and consolidate memories. But that doesn't explain the bizarre content. Why do you dream about flying? Or showing up to an exam you never studied for? The activation synthesis theory says dreams are just random neural noise your brain tries to make sense of. But then, why do some dreams feel so meaningful? Mystery number 3 might be the most personal. Memory. Think about your first day of school, or your last birthday. That memory exists somewhere in your brain. But where? And how? We know memories aren't stored like files on a computer. They're reconstructed every time you recall them, which means every memory you have has been edited. And now, the one most people skip, which is exactly why it matters. Mystery number 4. Free will. When you decide to raise your hand, did you actually decide? Or did your brain decide for you, and then tell you it was your choice? In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet ran an experiment that still haunts philosophy. He found that brain activity associated with a decision begins about half a second before you're consciously aware of making it. Half a second. Your brain acts, then you feel like you chose. Sam Harris, in his book Free Will, argues this means free will is an illusion. But not everyone agrees. The debate is far from settled.
So here's what we're left with.
Consciousness, unexplained. Dreams, still a mystery. Memory, more fiction than fact. Free will, possibly an illusion. The organ that makes you, you, doesn't fully understand itself. And honestly, that's not a failure of science. That's an invitation. Because every unsolved question is a door waiting to be opened. Maybe by researchers. Maybe by you. That's what we're building here at NeuroBites. A community of curious minds, young and old, who refuse to stop asking why. The brain is the final frontier, and we've barely left the shore.